Hi everyone, Phil here. Welcome to this edition of the newsletter. Today I'm going to be talking about something that keeps on coming up, particularly at this time during lockdown when people are stuck, but it's useful at any point. And it's really about how to apply the process, particularly when you feel you're stuck or not getting quite the results you want, and also when you're being tough on yourself. Now, we know that being hard on yourself is really not a good thing. Remember that phrase I often say, which is, if you treated your friends like you treat yourself, would you have any? And we know that very often if we are able to listen inside to people's heads, we'd be quite surprised and shocked at some of the conversations they're having about themselves. And they certainly wouldn't dare to have them with other people because they would be offensive. So this brings us into what I want to talk about today, which is bringing compassion into your use of the process. Very often when people do the process, they get a bit locked into the stop is very kind of hard and like that. And unfortunately, what that does is it tends to create kind of stress and conflict. If you're dealing with stuckness, or you're dealing with being hard on yourself, or you're dealing with illness as well, when people are, had a virus or something, quite often people are like, I've got to be better. And all that does is just kind of raise the stress levels in your body, which we know are not that great for your immune system. So instead, what I'd really recommend you do is if you find yourself falling into one of those versions of the pit, remember, of course, the pit is not positive and negative. The pit is this life enhancing? And those kind of behaviors are very often not life enhancing. So if you notice you're running one of those kind of patterns, then all you need to do is just take a kind of deep breath, and instead of going stop and being very kind of vigorous and vicious, which is fine sometimes, but it's about appropriateness, is to take a much kinder version of a stop, which is just kind of going, yeah, I get that. I hear you. Or pause just for a moment, or stop. But it conveys with it a sense of you're not wrong, you're not in trouble. It's just gently steering you in a new direction with kindness. Because remember, when you're a kid at school, being taught by someone ferocious was often not a great experience. Instead, teachers who were like inspirational or kind or there for you very often help you move forwards more quickly. So moving to the stop, very kind, calm, compassionate stop. So you can change the words from stop, which sometimes can be a bit abrupt, to yeah, I hear you, or just pause that for a moment. Much like you would do with a kid, you're just helping them. Because sometimes you need to treat yourself with kindness and sensitivity. Well, probably always actually, but particularly in this case. Then we'll move to the coach position. In the the choice position. I should know these positions better than that, shouldn't I? In the choice position, what you're doing is, again, just kindly asking yourself, okay, this way or that way, but with a very compassionate sense of, I get why you've headed in that direction for a while, and that's fine. It's not useful, but we don't want to give you a hard time about it. It's just like recognizing, do you want to carry on heading in that direction, that being the pit, or do you want to move in a different direction? And then we move into the coach. And as the coach, again, making sure that everything we say with a deep, deep compassion and kindness. And this is a really essential quality of coaching, is really being kind, being supportive, occasionally being, in someone's face, but always bringing a sense of, look, I'm on your side, I'm here to help you, and I will do anything I can to assist you. So remember to bring that in as you start to go through the coaching conversations. You can add little flourishes and finesses or change the conversation completely. It doesn't have to follow the sheet, as long as it has the same feel and the same intention and meaning. Really saying, look, I get it. I know what's going on for you, and I think you're doing amazingly well. And we will find a way through it. Kindly, carefully. I'm going to take care of you. These are the conversations you want to be engendering as you start to put these aspects of the process into practice. So if for you found you got a bit stuck, or you're dealing with illness, or you're being hard on yourself, then I'd really recommend, and I often say it to people, bring in compassion and kindness into the way you do the process, so that it feels like, a kind of virtual hug, that you've got somebody who's really there for you, who actually cares. And of course, that's someone is you.